Hello, this is Owashicomix back with another video. I know the process has been slow lately, but I'm trying to improve upon that, try to be more consistent with this summer, pump some videos out. So today I want to go over my predictions for the upcoming Danganronpa remake for Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. See, Danganronpa is a franchise I've been interested in since the year of 2018. Odd story, I know, but I was reading like a crossover fic between Total Drama and Danganronpa, and it's gotten me hooked on the franchise ever since. I've been watching playthroughs of it on YouTube because I started like getting into it when I was like beginning of high school, stuff like that. I knew like there was no way my parents were gonna like buy me a video game like that, so I just watched playthroughs on YouTube. Shout out Nico B, shout out Berleezy. Those are like my top two like Danganronpa YouTubers. But yeah, I've just been watching Danganronpa videos since like 2018. Even like during the resurgence, 2020, when it just blew up on the internet and then it kind of died down. But I think with the Danganronpa game coming out in 2027, it's gonna go back up again. So I want to get these predictions out before the remake comes out. So without further ado, let's get things started. Here we go, we got chapter 1. When watching the trailer for the remake, I immediately caught on to the fact that there's supposed to be an event that changes the directory of the game. So, you think about it, right? What's so important that it could change the entire direction of Danganronpa 2? The answer, in my opinion, is Nagito Komaeda. In the first chapter, Nagito tries to initiate the killing game, and then Teru Teru tries to stop him, but he ends up killing the ultimate imposter instead. In this remake, I think Teru Teru is going to actually succeed in killing Nagito. He was the main antagonist last time, so his death would lead to someone else fulfilling that role. Unfortunately, this would mean Teru Teru would die in chapter 1 again, but I don't think every single person who died early on in the game is going to go far. And due to Teru Teru's perverted personality, he isn't very well liked by the fan base. If you go on like any Danganronpa tier list video, I guarantee you Teru Teru is going to be at the bottom every single time. Me personally, I don't really hate him. He's not my favorite either. But in terms of the like overall fandom, like he is despised. So I think Kodaka could easily get away with just killing him off early again. His talent as a chef is pretty versatile, so you could just make another execution, or you could just use the same one he had, but I feel like that would be lazy. So then we move on to chapter 2. With this change happening, Kazuichi and Nekomaru wouldn't be able to jump Nagito and tie him up since he's already dead. Instead, I think this screen time will go to the ultimate imposter. He'll resume his role as the de facto leader of the group and try to enforce stricter rules to prevent any more killings. Something along the lines of no sneaking around during nighttime, stuff like that, and he could possibly employ Nekomaru or maybe Akane as a bodyguard to make sure this happens. And I think that would be a good usage of Nekomaru's character, because Nekomaru doesn't really do anything in chapter 2 anyways. And I could also see a rivalry between the ultimate imposter and Hajime that mirrors the Makoto Naegi and Byakuya Tagami dynamic. Sorry about that. But probably need something new to freshen the dynamic. Like maybe Hajime can tell the imposter isn't really who he is, but maybe he has to keep the secret. Something to like spicing it up a little bit. But I think like there could be like a rivalry between Hajime and the imposter. Cause Hajime doubts himself because he doesn't have a talent. So maybe the imposter can kind of look down on him like, oh, you're not gonna tell me what to do. You don't even have a talent. You know, something like that I think would be cool. And while on the topic of the imposter, I think he'll form a friendship with Ibuki Miyota, since they seem to get along in chapter 1 of DR2. Hot take, but I think the motive and the victim will remain the same. I don't see Mahiru making it to the end. I'm sorry guys. I think the big change that will happen for this chapter is that Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu will be the one to kill Mahiru instead of Peko. I'm not sure what exact event will lead to this switch up, but Fuyuhiko received some amazing character development and made it all the way to the end. So I can see them killing him off this time to give Peko a chance at that same development. I'm not sure what Fuyuhiko's execution would look like, but I imagine it would include references to mafia-style shows, movies such as The Sopranos, Scarface, media such as that. And now we're gonna move on to chapter 3. Granted, I don't know if the writers would go for it, but with the motive being based around disease, I could potentially see them making some COVID-19 jokes, have Monokuma wear a mask or something. And at this point in the remake, the group is fractured. Peko and Hiyoko refuse to interact with the group due to the last chapter. Hiyoko resents Peko for taking part in Mahiru's murder. Peko understands this and tries to give Hiyoko some space. A major event in this chapter is Akane trying to throw hands with Monokuma and Nekomaru sacrificing himself so Akane can live. However, this time I think Monokuma is just gonna kill Akane. She already survived, and there isn't much to do with her character anyway. And honestly, I don't think she should have survived in the original game. Hot take maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think Akane should have survived in the first place, so we gotta kill her off. Kill her off quick and soon. A big change that I think would improve Chapter 3 is getting rid of the double murder. The obligatory double murder chapter is always messy, underwhelming, and rushed. DR2 has the worst double murder of them all, since they don't even discuss the murder weapon that killed Hiyoko. So instead, Mikan easily manipulates Ibuki since she has the gullible disease and forces her to kill the ultimate imposter. This would bring the most amount of despair to Ibuki since she liked him as a person. Now, admittedly, it's been a minute since I've watched a playthrough of DR2. Remember, the franchise blew up in 2020, and then it kind of died down. So I don't think I've been like really super into Danganronpa since like 2021, 2022, but I'm trying to get back into it for the remake. So I don't specifically remember if they still have the despair disease leading into the class trial, but I think here the disease would be gone by the trial since they completed the motive. It would be less about the case being difficult and more about people refusing to see Ibuki as a killer since she's so silly and goofy. A cool execution idea I thought of is having Ibuki at a concert and she has to play the electric guitar in front of a crowd of Monokumas, but every time she misses a note, she gets electrocuted with a collar around her neck, hence putting the electric guitar. Get it? We get a little pun usage around here, right? So then we're gonna go on to chapter 4 now. Nekomaru would feel down on himself since he was the imposter's bodyguard. His bro, Kazuichi Soda, was trying to cheer him up, but it doesn't work. See, one of my hopes for this remake is that Chiaki plays a bigger role in the game. She's hyped up as the main female lead. She's hyped up as the main female lead of the game, but she barely does anything. It feels like in comparison to Kaede Akamatsu, she did way more, and Kaede only lasted one chapter. So, you see, one of Chiaki's viewpoints is that she doesn't like the killing game, and she thinks killing is wrong, but she takes 0 steps to prevent a killing from happening. And on top of all that, she only interacts with Hajime, and their interactions are so boring. I'm sorry, bro. The Hajime-Chiaki dynamic is so boring, it puts me to sleep. Maybe possibly the worst ship of the game, I don't know. It's boring, bro. It's boring. So perhaps Chiaki could take on the leader role now that the ultimate imposter is dead. There's also complaints that Sonya doesn't really do anything, but I think she works fine as a comedic relief character. I could see her being support for Hiyoko Saionji's arc of getting over Mahiro's death and growing as a person. Mikan is cured from the despair disease and she feels remorse over what she did to Ibuki. However, the group ostracizes her and she begins to hang out with Peko, since they both understand what it feels like to participate in a murder. I think the motive would remain the same. Hold up. Oh man, I had to force that one out, bro. It was in my gut. I had to force that out. Anyway, let me start that over. I think the motive would remain the same. However, the victim and the killer will be switched. So Gundam is the victim and Nekomaru is the killer. But they both have the same reasoning of sacrificing themselves so the others could live. and Gundam couldn't take an advantage of Nekomaru in this version since he would still be a human, because you remember in the closing argument that Gundam used his hamsters to press the button on robot Nekomaru's neck, but he can't do that because Nekomaru would still be a human, because Nekomaru didn't sacrifice himself in this remake. It's all about the butterfly effect. One thing changes, it all goes down like a pile of dominoes. So I think a Nekomaru execution could involve sports or something, maybe involving exercise equipment. Like maybe he tries to bench press like 500 pounds and then he breaks his neck or something, I don't know. So then we're gonna move on now to chapter 5. And this would be the hardest chapter to visualize, since Nagito Komaeda was a huge part of it. A possible idea I had was the cast finding out that Chiaki was the traitor before the trial, and she wants them to stay inside the simulator forever so they don't go back to being remnants of despair. But Chiaki doesn't tell them this, and the others think her intentions are malicious. This leads to Chiaki being murdered in a brutal manner. I would have Pekoyama as the killer. However, she doesn't go down without a fight, and she thinks she could just win if she kills everybody. You know, some battle royale style stuff. So most of their heavy hitters, such as Nekomaru and Akane, are already gone. The game suddenly changes tone. It goes from murder mystery to survival horror, as the others try to survive as they are hunted by Peko. Monokuma allows this since the others are breaking the rules, and I know it sounds kind of goofy, but I think it would be something to like change up the game, you know, like change up the genre, help it stand out a little bit. I know like it's probably not gonna happen, but I don't know, I'm just kind of throwing stuff at the wall here. So let me say that Mikan wants to create a drug to euthanize Peko. The others don't trust Mikan, but allow her to work on it while they distract Peko. Kazuichi Soda sacrifices himself to protect Sonya from Peko. Sonya thanks him for his efforts, and the two finally become friends before he dies. Kazuichi gets some much-needed character development that doesn't come at the cost of Sonya's character. Mikan creates the drug, and Hajime is able to register it in Peko's neck when she isn't looking. Peko is rendered unconscious. Monokuma considers this little game to be finished and takes Peko so she can be executed. I imagine it'd probably be different from her canon one, or maybe it's the same. I don't know. Again, I don't know if they're gonna do like different executions or use the same ones. I don't know. It's all a possibility, I guess. So now we're gonna move on to the final chapter of this DR2 remake prediction thing. I'm doing whatever. So I think most of this chapter would be the same. The only difference is that Mikan and Hiyoko survive instead of Kazuichi, Akane, and Fuyuhiko. I know a lot of people have Sonya pegged as an early death, and I could possibly see it, but I think there's also a slight chance she could make it far again. It's a 50-50 chance, you gotta gamble on it, see what happens. So, there we have it. Those are my Danganronpa 2x2 predictions. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot. I mean, I saw someone unsubscribed, because I went from like 12 to 11. And it's like, come on guys, I'm trying my best here. Like, please stay subscribed. I got some videos in mind. I'm gonna try and post more, I promise. Please don't unsubscribe. So yeah, it really means a lot. When commenting, let me know if you want to see more Danganronpa videos, like maybe a Danganronpa tier list or something maybe, I don't know. Anyways, this is Owashicomix. Stay classy.